God doesn't just simply do reconciliation, God is reconciliation. God doesn't just simply enact at-one-ment, atonement, God is at-one-ment, and God creates all things in this way, and humans are the pinnacle example of this, right? One but different, naked and unashamed. And so just taking those two, one, unified, but not the same, different, by design. God creates us to be fully in our difference. And our difference isn't a problem. Our difference is the creational design. It's part of the manifold grace of God, right? And yet somehow in our world, difference is what causes division and keeps us from being able to come together. In God's world, difference is the only thing that actually enables us to be fully whole, is when we bring our full difference to the table to one another and we open ourselves up, again, naked and unashamed. On that basis, that's where unity actually happens. That's where at-one-ment actually takes place, right? And this is how God operates all the time. Humans, it's very hard to do, but by God's grace and by the presence of the Spirit, we do it all the time too, where we open ourselves up to the other in a kind of trusting vulnerability. We take vulnerability as a potentially at least a negative thing. Nobody likes to be vulnerable. But if you take it as simply being open to the truth of my condition, that I am different than you, and that difference causes anxiety and on my part, but it also might cause you to reject parts of who I am, right? We create human societies that are based on denying these things, and so we have transactional communities where we agree to get along and to be community as long as we play by these certain rules, where we're not going to be too vulnerable or we're not going to express our full difference because that would threaten our unity, which isn't really uniformity, it's just unity, it's just uniformity at that point, right? So what would it look like to live in human communities and to have businesses and to have, places of work where I can bring my whole self, where I don't necessarily have to hide parts of who I am? I mean, of course, we always have to. We're in a broken world. We're vulnerable, and that's risky. But certainly, I think all of us know. I don't know if all of us know. I certainly know places where I can bring my whole self, and places where I am very clearly being told, "Do not bring your whole self to this place." And I think a lot of workplaces are like that, which just contributes again to the alienation and the sense of isolation that so many humans have.